Hi guys, my name is Christopher Lengyel. I'm here with you today on the Help Me PTSD channel to talk about business ownership and what it takes to balance the business life relationship. How do we overcome our successful path without having it bleed into our own personal lives and cause more problems? As a trauma survivor myself and a business owner, I find this to be very difficult in the times that we live in. And every day, and especially in the past week, I've had to do more for my own self care to make sure that I'm able to still function so my businesses can still operate. And so today I have a very special guest with me. He is a business entrepreneur, a business coach, a business strategy expert. And today he's going to talk about what he does to maintain his health and well-being while focusing on some amazing websites and automated processes that are really helping business owners in the Valley here in Arizona and actually globally, really achieve their goals as an entrepreneur. So before I go any further today, I want to bring Matt Morer with BlackDiamondLegacy.com right on the show to the Help Me PTSD Network. Hey, Matt, how are you doing?
Doing terrific. How are you, Chris?
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for being here. Why don't you tell us a little bit about you and what your business is, and then we'll dive into some of these topics about mental health and what we can do to balance our life and business relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah, I'm a native Phoenician. I'm a single dad. I've been an entrepreneur since my early 20s. Here in the Valley, my business is all of it is online. I help entrepreneurs get clear on their vision, and then I help them get closer to where they want to be in their life, depending on where their journey wants to take them. So I like to work hands-on with people and work with them side by side. And yeah, I try to get into people's lives and empower them as much as I can.
No, that's phenomenal. And that's a great fit for our platform here at Help Me PTSD, because we try to impact everyone's life in a positive manner, wherever they're at on their healing process. So I know a lot of our viewers and people out there in the community, trauma survivors, we can't go back to a regular 9 to 5. It's not easy for us to be around people anymore. And for some of us, having our own business and being our own entrepreneur is probably the smartest choice for us. But at the same time, it can really get in the way of our own healing journey. So when I say work-life balance, what comes to your mind on tools and techniques that you use yourself or you work with the clients that you have to make sure there's that nice, well-rounded, state of self-care, even when the business starts being successful and things start becoming chaos around us as business owners?
Right, exactly. So yeah, that's a great point. Obviously the last couple of months have been a big adjustment for everybody around the globe, right? So I have a 6-year-old son. He'll be 7 on Saturday. So since beginning of March, not only do I work from home, but now I've had my son home all day with me, which has been a blast because I love being a full-time stay-at-home parent. But I think that it's important that we have to set barriers. We have to set, one of the best things you can do as an entrepreneur is to schedule out things for you. So what I mean by that is, if you are going to work on your business, then you need to make sure that business time is business time, right? You have to make sure that you actually, if you have to, some people don't have to. I've been in business long enough that I can have my son, in my room while he's watching videos, and I can work and do meetings like this at the same time. But for some people, this is brand new. You have to be disciplined enough to focus on business when it's business time. So if that's going to be from 8 to 12 or from whatever time period, schedule it into your calendar, right? And if you have people at home, you have to be very clear, hey, this is my business time where I'm completely focused. Because I think I've noticed with my clients that once your focus is gone, it can take 20 minutes to get back into the groove that you were just in, right? So you really do have to protect that mind space when you're focused on business. And then the next thing is, I think we as entrepreneurs not to be on so hard on ourselves a lot of times, right? I think as entrepreneurs, I think we hold ourselves to a higher standard, and life is meant to be enjoyed. Work hard, then take a break. And when you take your break,
Right.
let yourself be relaxed. Don't think, oh, look, think of all the things I could be doing in my business right now, but I'm sitting here enjoying, right? I think that if you're going to take the time to enjoy it, get refreshed.
No, I think that's some really valid points. And, a couple of things that you brought up that I completely agree with is, making a schedule. I live out of a schedule. And as a
Hmm.
business owner and someone that works from home myself, I've got 3 kids here and their mom
Yeah,
works, full time for the most part during the day. And so, yeah, I totally agree with you. It can be very distracting, but some people can do it. I'm one of those people like that. I can work, they can be watching their videos. But again, I schedule time. I put time in the calendar just so I know this time is dedicated for family. This time is dedicated for playtime and this and dinner and all these things. And it might be silly to some people, but if I don't schedule the things like that, I can easily forget and
right.
stay working. And then all of a sudden now my family relationship isn't doing so well. And that's not
Exactly.
okay. So, I think one of the other things is, goal setting. When I say goal setting for someone that's working at home and trying to balance the work and life, that
Hmm.
might look different than someone that is in a 9 to 5 environment, working in an office, away from home, no distractions. So, what are some things that people at home that have just had this shift, like you were,
Hmm.
last 2, 3 months ago, we were at home with our kids, maybe 4 or 5 hours in the night before they went to sleep and we dropped them back off at school.
Yeah.
Now this is a 24-hour, 7-day, 365 feel. What does that do to goal setting? How do you at home make sure that your goals are still in alignment with what your business, strategy is? And also were those goals impacted by the change in how our lives are currently being played out right now?
Yeah. Excellent question. So um, I think obviously as entrepreneurs, we have to be able to adapt to whatever our landscape is pulling up. When I do goal setting with my clients, I do things a little bit untraditional. Um, the way our brain works and the way our subconscious works. So the way that I have my clients set their goals is I have them first off physically write them down on paper. Like there's something very powerful about actually writing something down on paper. I'll have clients, well, can I just speak it into my phone? Can I just can I just type it up on a computer? You can do that, but the subconscious mind works with pictures and with emotion. So writing it down is a very powerful way to actually get those goals embedded in our subconscious mind, right? And I do work a lot with my clients and my students with the subconscious because 95% of our thinking happens at the subconscious level. It's not what we're consciously wanting to do. Um, so I always teach people to go to the end, go past your goal. And this might sound a little crazy, but if you have case in point, I have a client now that she wants to have a crematorium for pets, right? And she's in the very beginning stages. Right now she's trying to buy property so she can build the business actually on the property. And now she's having to go through the zoning and all the official permits and all that stuff that she has to get. And so for her goal setting, I'm having her write her goals out as if it's, her 3-year anniversary of having her goal. Because the way our subconscious mind goes, it doesn't know the difference between what's imagined and what's real. So if she's already achieved her goal subconsciously, serendipities are just going to happen. I mean, I can't explain how or why. People have tried for decades, but when you set a goal in the future as if it's already happened, things just magically will start to fall into place. And so I gave her a couple of ideas around that. In terms of scheduling, I think it's also important that as entrepreneurs, we like to be busy, but not necessarily productive. So it is important when we schedule time for ourselves to make sure we're doing the productive activities in that time period and not just being busy. Because you can be busy and not getting anything done, and that's not getting you any closer to your goals. So when you're writing goals, you also want to make sure what are the action steps that are actually going to get me closer to where I want to be. Because if you're just busy to be busy, you're just being busy, right? You should be able to look back after a week or 2 weeks or a month depending on the goal, of course, and say, okay, am I getting closer or am I staying stagnant? So not only do you need to set goals, you need to create an action plan of what are my daily habits, right? Successful people are able to break things down and then keep themselves accountable. What are my daily habits I need to do every day to get closer to my goal?
No, that's great. And I think you go right into the next kind of point that I want to bring up, and
Mm-hmm.
that's, accountability. It's when you're an entrepreneur or you have a small team. And again, I started all of this Help Me PTSD on my own, by myself.
Yeah.
And over time today, now I have a sales team going. We have,
Mm-hmm.
two business partners and a senior business advisor. And things are slowly growing where I have more people rowing the boat. And so
Right.
now it comes down to, okay, I'm still accountable though for what happens. And now I
Mm-hmm.
have all these people that are working with us. And I'm sure you've experienced this the same way in some of the things you've been on and projects you've worked with. And now it's that accountability comes into place. So when we're entrepreneurs, we're at home, things are chaos, we've got kids running around. What kind of tools do you have to make sure that we have a system of accountability in place to make sure that we succeed? And I know a lot of that is having the mentor and having the right support system. But what
Right.
else comes to mind when you think of accountability and balancing the work life balance?
Yeah, absolutely. I think if you have a vision that's strong enough, a lot of times that if you know what your why is going to be, your why has to be powerful enough to get you through those lulls, right? Like it has to be passionate enough for you to want to go through and keep yourself accountable. That might sound like a cop out, but I've heard that Bill Gates, spent 10 years working 7 days a week with no vacation because his vision was powerful enough that it was worth for him to be that hyper focused. Being part of a team can help keep you accountable. I know I played sports. I know you were military. Like I love working with um, military. I love working with athletes because we understand the concept of being part of a team, right? When you're part of a team and you're all going in the same place, that can help keep you accountable. Now, your team can be your family, right? My son, like I said, he's 6, he's 7, but we're a team. So when daddy's working, he knows what his role is as part of the team. When I'm working on his YouTube channel, he knows what his role is, right? And then he helps keep me accountable, on my stuff because if daddy's not producing, then daddy has to spend more time working, right? But if daddy is producing, that leaves more time for him and for us to do his goals. So sometimes I have clients that will just pay me just to help keep them accountable on their goals. They don't want business advice. They don't want me to help them do anything except keep them accountable. So that can help. And then another thing people can do is either set up a reward system for if you are accountable or a punishment system if you're not. Because at the end of the day, you're either going to be motivated by the dream or the nightmare. And you have to be very honest with yourself with which one is going to motivate you more. For some people, it's the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. And for others, it's the dog nipping at their heels, ready to fight them. So you have to decide which one is going to motivate you more. Because sometimes you do have to build it by yourself. Sometimes you don't have other people that have the same vision as you, but you have to be disciplined enough to know that what you're doing is the right decision for you at the time.
No, that's some awesome words of wisdom from you, Matt. Thank you so much for being here today and sharing, what you do here in Phoenix, Arizona. And again, regardless of where you're at, we live in a digital world, guys. We are on the verge of creating a world that we can stay home and work. We can be
Mm-hmm.
stay-at-home parents and still have the same success that we did working a 9 to 5 for these big corporations, going into an office. And I know Matt's website, blackdiamondlegacy.com, has some of those amazing solutions and classes that are going to help you get there and start on the way. So just like Help Me PTSD is a digital platform for client and providers,
Mm-hmm.
Matt's platform is for entrepreneurs. It's for people who want to start a business, for business owners that already have a business. If you're lost or starting and don't know what to do or where to go, blackdiamondlegacy.com is a great place for you to land on and get a grasp of what is all needed to be successful. And again, it's not just about the idea. It's not just about your ability to build the website. It's a full encompassed, balanced approach to developing, understanding, researching, and then executing those decisions so that way your goals do come to fruition. So, Matt,
Mhm.
thank you so much for providing this content today.
Yeah,
I really hope
absolutely.
this is helpful information. So, do you have anything else you want? Tell us one more time where they can find you and what your website's all about.
Yeah, so www.mattmoore, that's mattmoor.com. You can connect with me on Facebook. That's typically how people reach out to me. And then we usually just have a call, a strategy call over the phone from there. My other website is www.blackdiamondlegacy.com. That'll take you to our platform for entrepreneurs. It's built by entrepreneurs, so we already know how you think and what you're looking for, depending on where your journey is. If you're just starting your journey, we have courses for you. If you are further along your journey and you're looking to scale up, we've got courses and resources for you as well. So, yeah.
That's awesome, Matt. Thank you so much again for being here today. We'll have to have you back on the show for another topic another time. So we'll see you
Yeah, I'd
next
love
time.
to.
All right.
Sounds good.
Well, guys, that about does it for another episode here of Help Me PTSD. Again, we are a client provider platform meant to help trauma survivors and their families get the continual support that's needed to overcome and thrive past trauma. You can make your free account at www.helpmeptsd.com. Again, it's always free for clients. We don't have a monthly fee to get services. You simply pay for it when you need it, and you get to choose who you work with. There's no kind of algorithm of matching you for who might be the best person based on how you answer. We don't mess with all that kind of stuff here. We let you read, we let you meet and greet, and we let you decide what your treatment plan is going to be with our organization and the resources we have. So if you or a loved one that you know suffers from trauma or is just dealing with life's chaos and unneeded stress, get them in touch with us. Go to the website, fill out a form, get involved in our free support groups that are every week, Thursday at 7 p.m. via Zoom. We have the link all over the website in our events page. And again, if you have any questions or you need someone to help with supporting you or your loved one, you can always email us at support@helpmeptsd.org. My name is Christopher Lengyel. I am the owner, CEO, and founder of Help Me PTSD. On behalf of my team and everyone that has made our organization a success to this point and what we can do in the future, we thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time with another amazing guest talking about issues that can help you overcome trauma. So we hope you have a great day and have a safe weekend.